Hey everyone, I wanted to give a little notice about what's going on for this podcast and this channel going forward. So between my schedule and what's going on in my chart, I need to dial back on doing the weekly horoscopes and also the new and full moons. This year, my schedule's just been tighter than ever, which is not a bad thing at all. However, I've reached a bottleneck and I'm burnt out. And I talk about this type of stuff all the time with my clients, and now I'm going to have to take my own advice. Especially because I already knew it was coming up for my chart this year. I mean, we all look at our own transits and sometimes you want to ignore it and you're just like, nah, that's not going to happen. And no, it's happening. And as we got to this Mercury retrograde and we got to the Mars retrograde and this Jupiter square Saturn situation second hit, I've been feeling it. And so for this reason, I'm putting the weeklies and the new and full moons on pause until further notice. And because of this, there's going to be a different plan going forward as I do some sort of revamp, refresh, if you will, in terms of this podcast overall. So there will still be uploads, but just not in the format that you guys are used to getting from me. And also some of the content will be spaced out. Now, for those of you who found me through my writing, I will still write the weekly articles. So the weekly horoscope that you hear on the podcast will be more in a written format. I've done that one for years and it is thorough. I'm a comprehensive person. So there won't be any skimping in terms of what I write. So you will still hear about the sesquiquadrates and the semi-squares and semi-sextiles and all the transits that I talk about in my podcast, except this is in a written format. And so I'll leave links to where you can find those things on a weekly basis if you're still wanting to get the weeklies. As for uploads to this channel, I plan on posting Jupiter square Saturn as a standalone episode. This will be the recording from back in August that still is applicable currently for the one that we're going to have on the 24th, which we're already feeling that one, and we'll be feeling it all the way up until about mid-January. I also plan on uploading a standalone version of the Jupiter in Gemini that I posted into the weeklies, and also Saturn in Pisces, since there's a lot going on with Saturn next year, and so it'd be nice to just post a refresher of the themes of Saturn in Pisces. And mostly when I upload, it's going to be about the major events occurring, which are situations like Neptune going into Aries, Uranus going into Gemini, Saturn going into Aries, and eventually aspect of the week once I have more time for that sort of thing. And truly when I'm feeling less retrograde-y and I'm not feeling like my chart is lit up like a Christmas tree. So yeah, us astrologers, we're not immune to these chart sort of things that happen, especially with this cluster of rare transits and retrogrades. Sometimes we even need to take a moment to pause, reassess, re-examine, and relax a little bit. But I'm not exactly skedaddling or anything like that, because I do want to upload here and there, especially with the special events that are going on in 2025. And you can always find me on my Medium account or Newsbreak if you're wanting the weeklies. Just look for Cleopatra Jade and voila, you'll see a written format of these weeklies. And in terms of Medium, I'm going to put a special link in every post. That way, if you're not wanting to sign up for membership, you can get around that paywall situation that they have going on over there. And also, if you're wanting other astrological content from me, I have a blog on my website with a slew of content. And I'm always adding content like retrogrades in the natal chart, your natal moon phase, and so on and so on. And of course, I'm still taking clients for readings, so none of that is stopping. So yeah, I wanted to give you all the update and keep you all in the loop of what's going on and what's happening going forward, so it doesn't look like I just abandoned my podcast and channel, and I don't want to do that. I want to thank all of you for all your support over the years with the podcast and the YouTube channel. Thank you all for being my listeners, and you'll all hear more from me on these channels just differently than you're used to. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday, Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday you celebrate, of course, and I wish you all a beautiful 2025.